The Galactic Council had a rule older than most civilizations. No intelligent species could naturally evolve on a world with gravity above 1.6 standard Gs. Every scientific model agreed that such planets crushed fragile bones, slowed evolution, and prevented advanced civilization. So when long-range probes discovered Earth, a small blue world with a relentless 1.0 Earth gravity, equivalent to nearly double the Council's comfort standard, they labeled it a death world. Their reports described oceans capable of swallowing cities, storms that hurled lightning across continents, predators armed with claws and venom, microscopic diseases that adapted faster than medicine, and a gravity field that exhausted even the strongest alien explorers within minutes. The conclusion was unanimous. Any intelligent life on Earth, if it existed at all, would never survive long enough to leave its atmosphere. Humanity was declared scientifically impossible, and the file was archived under natural curiosities. For centuries, the galaxy forgot Earth even existed. Then everything changed. The Vorak Dominion, an empire that had conquered more than 400 star systems, stumbled upon old navigation records pointing toward the forgotten death world. Their supreme marshal, Zoran, saw opportunity instead of danger. A primitive species on a resource-rich planet, he announced before the Imperial Senate. One swift invasion will secure enough minerals to build 1,000 fleets. His advisors hesitated, citing the gravity reports, but Zoran laughed. No civilization survives under those conditions. If anything lives there, it will surrender before seeing our ships. A massive invasion fleet entered the solar system, expecting frightened primitives armed with chemical rockets. Instead, they found orbital stations, defense satellites, and a strange silence. Earth's governments broadcast a single message across every frequency. You have entered sovereign human space. Turn around now! The aliens burst into laughter. They interpreted the warning as desperation. Zoran ordered the attack. Thousands of plasma lances streaked toward Earth. Seconds later, hidden railgun platforms erupted from the moon's shadow, firing tungsten rods at fractions of light speed. Entire Vorak cruisers vanished in flashes of molten metal before their shields even reacted. The invaders had never encountered weapons designed by engineers who treated impossible recoil forces as routine engineering problems. Earth's gravity had forced humanity to build stronger alloys, sturdier structures, and more resilient machines. What the galaxy considered impossible, humans considered normal. Shock spread through the Vorak fleet, but Zoran still believed victory was certain. Ground assault, he ordered. Their ships are stronger than expected, but no biological creature can withstand trained Imperial soldiers. Millions of armored troops descended through Earth's atmosphere. The first wave landed in the Sahara Desert. Within minutes, distress calls flooded every communication channel. Soldiers struggled to stand. Their legs buckled under Earth's gravity. Armor designed for lighter worlds became crushing weights. Weapons slipped from trembling hands. Hearts raced uncontrollably. Breathing became agony. Human defenders wearing standard combat gear advanced with calm determination. To them, running across sand carrying 30 kilograms of equipment was an ordinary exercise. To the invaders, watching humans sprint uphill while exchanging accurate rifle fire looked like witnessing supernatural monsters. Sergeant Maya Alvarez led the first counterattack. She watched towering alien warriors collapse from exhaustion before they fired a shot. They're already tired, one recruit said in disbelief. Maya nodded. Welcome to Earth. The planet is doing half our job. Across the battlefield, human special forces maneuvered effortlessly, while alien commanders begged orbit for emergency extraction. Medical officers reported catastrophic muscle failure, shattered skeletal structures, and organs collapsing under gravitational stress. They had prepared for war against a civilization. They had forgotten they also had to fight the planet itself. News spread through the galaxy faster than light. Every major government watched the invasion unfold in stunned silence. Military analysts replayed footage of ordinary human infantry lifting equipment that weighed more than alien armored vehicles. Athletes training in Earth's gravity generated strength beyond elite soldiers from most species. Children played games involving climbing, jumping, and wrestling under conditions that would require powered exoskeletons anywhere else. The phrase basic training became infamous after intercepted. Human communications revealed recruits complaining that their obstacle courses were too easy this year. Alien translators initially assumed the statement was propaganda. It wasn't. The Council demanded proof. Earth responded by inviting observers to watch a graduation ceremony at a human military academy. Representatives from 30 species attended wearing reinforced gravity suits. Even then, many required medical assistance after an hour. Meanwhile, human cadets ran obstacle courses, climbed vertical walls, carried wounded teammates over kilometers, and completed combat simulations while instructors criticized them for not moving faster. One elderly alien general quietly removed his medals and whispered, "Our greatest warriors could not survive their school." Fear transformed into respect. But not everyone accepted reality. The Car Dominion believed technology could overcome biology. They built gravity compensation armor and declared that machines would neutralize humanity's natural advantage. 5 years later, they invaded. The armor worked for 12 minutes. Then Earth's magnetic field interfered with delicate stabilizers. The suits failed one by one. Human Marines simply waited until the enemy collapsed under the full weight of the world beneath their feet. The battle became mandatory reading in every galactic military academy. Historians renamed it the 12-Minute War. Humanity never celebrated these victories with arrogance. Instead, they offered cooperation. Human scientists freely shared high-gravity engineering techniques, medical advances, and construction methods developed on their unforgiving homeworld. They invited alien students to Earth, gradually acclimating them through specialized habitats. Many quit within days. Those who completed the programs returned home transformed, stronger in both body and mind. They carried a simple lesson. Hardship could create extraordinary resilience. Decades later, a threat emerged that no civilization could stop alone: the Devourers, ancient biomechanical horrors from intergalactic space, ignored diplomacy and consumed entire star systems. Galactic fleets shattered against their armor. Colonies fell by the hundreds. The Council prepared evacuation plans, believing extinction inevitable. Humanity volunteered to lead the defense. Their strategy shocked everyone. Instead of fighting in open space, they lured the Devourers toward Earth. Alien leaders protested, believing the plan suicidal. Human Admiral Nathan Cole smiled. "You've spent thousands of years avoiding high-gravity systems because they're inconvenient. Today, that inconvenience becomes our greatest weapon." Massive gravitational traps hidden around the solar system disrupted the Devourers' formations. Human warships designed to operate under immense stress maneuvered effortlessly where enemy vessels struggled. Marines boarded crippled monsters in operations no other species could survive. The battle lasted 9 days. When it ended, the Devourer fleet lay broken across the solar system. The galaxy had been saved not by the most advanced civilization, nor the largest empire, but by a species that had spent its entire history adapting to conditions everyone else considered impossible. At the emergency session of the Galactic Council, every representative stood as humanity entered the chamber. The ancient law declaring intelligent life impossible on high-gravity worlds was erased forever. In its place, a new inscription was carved into the Hall of Civilization. Never mistake hardship for weakness. The worlds that seem impossible may forge the strongest guardians of all. From that day onward, Earth was no longer called a death world. It became known as the Forge World, the place where gravity itself had been humanity's first instructor. Every mountain their training ground, every challenge another lesson, and where what the galaxy called a death sentence, humans had always called basic training. The years after the Devourer War changed the galaxy forever. Species that had once viewed Earth with fear now traveled across the stars simply to witness the impossible with their own eyes. They watched human firefighters charge into burning buildings wearing equipment heavier than an alien combat suit. They saw construction crews lifting steel beams in conditions that forced most visitors to wear powered exoskeletons. Children raced through forests, climbed cliffs, and played sports under a gravity field that left seasoned alien commandos gasping for breath after only a few minutes. Every visitor returned home with the same realization. Humanity's greatest weapon had never been its ships or its guns. It had been generations of ordinary people surviving an extraordinary world. Military academies throughout the galaxy rewrote their doctrines overnight. Endurance replaced elegance. Strength replaced comfort. Officers who had once mocked Earth's brutal environment now sent their finest cadets there, hoping a few months under human instructors would forge warriors capable of facing the next galactic crisis. Most failed, some quit. A precious few endured, and those graduates became legends in their own civilizations, proudly wearing a small silver patch bearing Earth's symbol and the words, "Forge Graduate." It was said that anyone who earned that emblem had already defeated the greatest enemy they would ever face, themselves. Yet peace never lasts forever among the stars. Far beyond the known spiral arms, ancient sensors awakened after lying dormant for millions of years. Automated warning beacons built by a civilization long extinct transmitted a single message across every frequency in every known language. The Titans have returned. At first, no one understood. Then deep space observatories detected them, planet-sized war machines drifting silently between galaxies. Unlike the Devourers, the Titans were not living creatures. They were machines built to erase civilizations that grew too powerful. Their creators had vanished before recorded history, but their weapons had continued their mission without mercy. Entire star systems disappeared behind beams of impossible energy. Fleets numbering in the tens of thousands simply ceased to exist. Every empire that challenged the Titans was crushed without slowing them even a fraction. Within weeks, panic spread farther than the attacks themselves. The Galactic Council met in emergency session, but for the first time in its history, no one argued. Every delegate turned toward the human representative before the meeting even began. Admiral Nathan Cole, older now with silver streaks in his hair, looked around the silent chamber. "You're expecting another miracle," he said quietly. "There isn't one." The room grew colder. "These machines are older than every civilization in this room combined. Their armor is beyond anything we've encountered." A murmur of despair swept through the delegates until Cole smiled slightly. "But they still have one weakness." The council leaned forward. "They were designed by engineers." Confused expressions spread across the chamber. Cole continued, "Every machine has operating limits. Every structure has tolerances. Every material has a breaking point. Whoever built these Titans never imagined a species that evolved under Earth's gravity. They designed for intelligence. They forgot to account for stubbornness. Human scientists and engineers vanished into underground laboratories for 3 months. While the rest of the galaxy evacuated worlds, Earth did something stranger. Every factory on the planet shut down civilian production and began forging unimaginably dense alloys. Space elevators became giant assembly lines stretching into orbit. The moon itself was hollowed in secret, transformed into the largest kinetic weapon ever conceived. Alien observers believed humanity had gone mad. There were no superlasers. No exotic energy cannons, only enormous masses of metal being accelerated by colossal electromagnetic rails. When questioned, the chief engineer simply shrugged. "Gravity taught us one universal lesson," she said. "Hit hard enough and everything breaks." The first Titan entered the solar system exactly 92 days later. It ignored every transmission and every warning, continuing toward Earth with silent certainty. Human fleets did not charge. They retreated. Alien commanders watching from distant observation posts were horrified, believing humanity had finally accepted defeat. Then Earth's moon moved. Hidden engines awakened beneath its ancient surface, rotating the entire satellite by fractions of a degree. Massive rail accelerators, kilometers beneath the lunar crust, aligned with impossible precision. At Admiral Cole's command, every reactor on Earth, Mars, Luna, and hundreds of orbital stations transferred power into a single firing sequence. For 3 seconds, the solar system became brighter than its own sun. The projectile launched without explosion or flame. Just pure kinetic force accelerated to a velocity no civilization had ever attempted. It crossed the distance to the Titan almost instantly. There was no dramatic blast. The machine simply stopped. A heartbeat later, cracks spread across its planet-sized armor before the entire construct shattered into billions of fragments, glittering across space like a new asteroid belt. Silence filled every observation station. Finally, one alien scientist whispered the words that echoed across the galaxy. They threw a moon at it." The remaining Titans altered course immediately. For the first time in millions of years, the ancient extermination machines retreated. They had encountered something absent from every calculation in their endless war. A civilization whose homeworld had spent billions of years preparing it for impossible challenges. Humanity had not defeated the Titans through superior technology alone. They had won because every solution they imagined was shaped by a world that demanded strength, resilience, and relentless determination from the moment they were born. As the shattered remains of the Titan drifted harmlessly through the solar system, the Galactic Council officially changed Earth's classification one final time. It would never again be listed as merely a death world or even a forge world. From that day forward, every star map in known space marked Earth with a single title, written in every language ever spoken: Earth, where the impossible trains. And throughout the galaxy, recruits entering military academies no longer complained about difficult exercises. Whenever training became exhausting, instructors would simply smile and ask one question: "Do you think the humans would call this basic training?"